Ghana. Once again, I speak to you from the voice of the African Revolution, Radio Guinea, Conakry. It is not insignificant that the voice of the African Revolution should be the medium through which I speak to you. The instigated rebellion by certain army and police officers in Ghana was directed not only against Ghana, but also against the African Revolution and the unity and independence of our continent. They hoped, through such irresponsible actions, to strangle Ghana and undermine the African Revolution. For years, I have been talking and speaking, writing and teaching all about imperialism, colonialism, and neocolonialism in order to create an awareness of their workings and machinations. Only a sell-out willing tool, a quisling and a lackey, a stooge and a traitor could fall victim to the wiles of imperialism, colonialism, and neocolonialism. The pity is that there are still Ghanaians and Africans who are prepared to sell themselves to aid and abet these systems. These agents and stooges chose to attack the African Revolution by attacking me. They know that the name of Ghana is one of the symbols of African achievements. It was so in medieval Africa, and it is so today. The reawakened African giant is the master organ for African progress, national consciousness, and African unity. It is the symbol of the courageous struggle of the African people for national independence and continental unity. From pre-independent days to the day we fought and won our independence from colonial rule, the symbolic date being 6 March 1957, Ghana has thrown herself freely and boldly into the struggle for African emancipation. We have proclaimed our firm stand against imperialism, colonialism, and neocolonialism. We have unflinchingly stated that the independence of Ghana was meaningless unless it was linked up with the total liberation of the African continent. We made it clear to our brother African states, which followed us in the wake of African freedom and independence, that unless Africa was politically united, our continent would never be really free from foreign interferences and domination. We also warned that imperialism and neocolonialism would turn some of us into stooges and traitors in order to undermine and subvert not only the African Revolution, but the very existence of independent African states. This has become our cardinal foreign policy, and this is what we have been shouting from rooftops all over the African continent. The African freedom fighters joined us in the struggle, and we welcome them as worthy sons and daughters of Africa who shared our hopes for a united revolutionary Africa. Thanks to the efforts of the African freedom fighters and revolutionaries, today there are no fewer than 36 independent African states united under the banner of the Organization of African Unity. The Organization of African Unity presents a common front in the struggle to free and unite Africa and claim for her the international recognition, dignity, and respect which is Africa's due. Ghana and the Convention People's Party have never been forgiven by their enemies for their firm stand and the part they play in the African revolutionary struggle for emancipation and unity. Since independence, they have tried various stratagems to overthrow Ghana and make her subservient to their whims and caprices. Our firm policy of positive neutralism and non-alignment thwarts their plans and balks their policy of undermining us. In public education, public health, and social developments, Ghana today is an example of success. Thanks to the workers, farmers, and peasants of Ghana, the standard of living in Ghana today is one of the highest in Africa. What we have achieved belong to the people and not to a clique of self-seeking people or class. The people themselves know this. This unwarranted rebellion threatens to destroy all that the Ghanaian people hold dear to heart. This senseless rebellion threatens the achievement we have sweated for the past 15 restless years. By this rebellion, they have tried to set back what we have achieved. They have attacked Ghana and the African Revolution, but they cannot succeed. We will not allow them to succeed. These stooges and sycophants of neocolonialism may temporarily set back Ghana's progress, impede the African political movement for a time. They may destroy some of our work of patience, diligence, and sacrifice. But we will rebuild what they destroy. Our socialist gains and achievements can never be destroyed. It is only unfortunate that for Ghana, the various projects and factories which were started by my government have all been abandoned by this so-called National Liberation Council. The 7-year development plan has also been abandoned by this treacherous clique, whose members are too ignorant to realize that a planted seed takes time to germinate before sprouting into the glorious foliage that is visible to all. All the projects which would have benefited us in the future have been abandoned. Where does Ghana stand now? It means we stand on the verge of confusion and chaos.